How's it going, guys?
Hi. Good.
Hi, I'm Renata Spinelli with Kids Hoop Media. Congrats, you guys, on the win. You guys did great. For Angelina, can you walk us through what it felt like to make that incredible penalty save? And then for both of you, have you been watching your teammates play in the World Cup? And then just tell me what that's been like.
Yeah, saving the PK was obviously awesome. I think it was just one of those moments where I was locked in, I was in the zone, and the only thing that was going through my head was just to save it. So that was all I could do, and I'm happy I got it done for the team.
She's being modest. It was a big time save. The World Cup's been so fun. The games that we've been able to watch, the time change is a bit wonky, but just being able to watch, people's dreams come true. And Julie going back to another World Cup after having a baby is amazing. Alyssa, first World Cup at 18, that's unbelievable. Allie being able to captain New Zealand, and June coming back from injury and absolutely killing it. Just seeing them being able to thrive and live out their dreams of playing in a World Cup is, exciting for all of us. And so we were just back here cheering them on.
Angelina, when did you know you were going to start, and how did you sort of start preparing yourself once you first got the message that you were starting?
I found out, I believe, 2 days before the game, and then usually we get the full starting lineup the day before. And what was the second question?
How did you start preparing for once you knew?
What was
your preparation?
I think I kind of had to change my mindset a bit. Usually maybe I'm in the warm-up or might not even be on the bench, so I had to kind of change my mindset about what it would really look like and feel like to play in a game. And I personally do a lot of visualization and kind of getting in my own headspace, and that really helped me out for this game.
One more. When you came out, did it feel real when you came out tonight?
Not really, honestly. I was still kind of, I don't know if shock is the word, but I was just overjoyed to be out there. It kind of felt surreal. I think surreal is the word I would use.
First off, for Angelina, the PK, but you made some other saves that were even more difficult. Can you talk just a little bit about how you approached it and how your defense helped you?
Oh yeah, my defense was big time tonight, and I think just their positioning on the field, they make it really predictable sometimes for me to make a big save, and that's major. That helps me out. And then just from my perspective, I think from training every day with the best in the league, Sav's shooting on me here every day. It's pretty good practice, and I think it just becomes muscle memory, and you just do what you got to do.
And Savannah, this team seems to be playing with just enormous confidence right now, and this seems to be the best run we've seen since this club came onto the field. Can you just talk about where you guys are in those terms?
Yeah, I think we've made strides in the past month and a half. Training has been competitive. I think that's where it starts. I think the mindset and the standards have been there day in and day out, and everyone's showing up to get better collectively, and I think that's showing now in the results that we're getting and the performances that we're putting out on the field. Oh, Jesus. On the field. I almost choked. And then that would have been something. We just have to continue it. I think the confidence is coming from the fact that we're doing it every single day in training, and it's correlating on the field. And I think the more that we execute in games like tonight, when things weren't, always 100% there. We were a little sloppy at times. We allowed them to get momentum back into the game. But we still grinded out results, and I think that's really important. And the more that we can build on that, the more confidence that we have, the more that we can play together. That's also building on the confidence, and I think the relationships, especially in our offense, are starting to get better and build, and I think, that's where scoring our goals is coming from. And so we just have to continue to put in the work every single day, and the confidence will continue to grow, and the results will come.
Congratulations on the win. Angelina, just first, another moment to ask you about that final whistle blows and your teammates come and they all mob you to celebrate. What are the emotions there?
Oh my gosh, it was so special. I really feel like I've created such a good bond with these girls on the team, and so to have them there cheering me on, supporting me, giving me hugs, hyping me up, that's really all I wanted, just to come together with the team and celebrate. It was great. I couldn't have asked for anything better.
and Sav, you now lead Angel City all time in goals in the Challenge Cup, goals in league, and goals overall. What does that feel like, knowing that?
It's kind of crazy. I kind of have made it a goal of mine, not pun intended, but anyways, to put myself in situations to score more goals over the past 2 years and put myself in situations that I'm closer to goal, creating goals and scoring goals. And so just to be able to finally start putting some in the back of the net in these last, few run of games feels good and it helps my confidence. And so I just want to help this club win. I'm really passionate about trying to help us make playoffs, help us win games, and whatever I can do to do that is what I'm going to try to do. And if scoring goals is that, then I'm going to keep trying to score goals. And so at the end of the day, I just want to help us win. But it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Angelina, going back to your preparation a little bit, I know Coach Daniel Ball, he's a huge personality. What did he tell you before your debut? What advice did he give you?
Dan and I have a great relationship, and I think it's not just right before the game, but just leading up. He's always been really encouraging. I know he seems like this huge personality all the time, but he's a super positive, super encouraging coach that still is able to really push me and challenge me. And then right before the game, it was really great because he told me he had the confidence in me, and I think that helped me have the confidence in myself. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See, what have you first of all, what have you seen out of Angelina in training, and why were you confident to give her the starting spot tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when we drafted her back in January, we knew she was an incredible talent. We knew she just needed to be in a professional environment and get some time. Credit to Dan, who's done an incredible job with all of our goalkeepers, and I think now we're in a space where we can play all three of them and it's competitive. Giving her first professional minutes tonight was a choice we decided to make based on the fact that you get to a stage as a goalkeeper and you have to find out if you're ready or not. And I think Angelina just proved to the world why she's a professional goalkeeper now.
Anyone else?
Hi, congrats on the win. Not to take away from the success of the team, but do you think that at this point any improvements need to be made in any?
Oh, absolutely. I would never sit here and say that we have a perfect performance, but I think actually tonight there's a lot of spaces that we can grow in. I think that we had some good spells. I don't think we were consistent enough in possession. I think we had some moments where we had spells where we defended brilliantly, and we had a couple of moments where we switched off. I think we'll always be disappointed to concede a goal. We obviously give away a penalty as well. But just consistency in our performance. I think we show some really bright moments. What we do show now is grit and determination and the willingness to put our bodies on the line in spaces to get points and results. But there's huge room for us to grow. I think we looked like we had a break and we come off a break, and I think we have to brush away this performance and move on to how we can be better in the next one.
Yeah, Sav obviously scored a brace today. Did you tweak anything about the way she was playing today? Just kind of how important was she today?
Yeah, she was brilliant today. I mean, we asked her to face forward as much as she can, and when she faces forward, she causes problems for the other team because she has a good variety on her passes. She can pick out players, she can dribble, and I think asking her to be brave and face forward, we wanted to play with bravery tonight. We've had a couple of results against Portland that we were disappointed in, and I think we had to come out and be brave tonight and show who we want to be as a soccer team and really find our momentum in the attacking third, and that's what we asked Sav to do, and she did a brilliant job. Yeah, and then Amandine, I know she didn't play, but she was on the bench today. Was she available to go tonight if you wanted to? Yeah, I think with Amandine, obviously, I've said this, she's come off coming in from being potentially in the World Cup, so it's managing her as a human and managing her as a player. She's come in here and she's focused and she wants to play, and I think we have to find the right moment to get her on the field based on the fact that she's had a crazy 6 months. She had a couple of injuries, she's moved countries, she's been in the World Cup squad, and now she's back in with us, and I think, again, making sure that she's prepared and ready for her debut is really important. She's a complete professional, and she understands that she wants to be ready, and when it's the right moment, she'll play. But yes, she's not injured. It's getting her to game fitness and finding the right moment to give her a debut.
Hey, Becki, you can often tell a lot about a team by how they do in one-goal games and how they do in games where maybe they aren't at their best. And this team has been pulling out results like that throughout this streak. what's different? And what's technically different as opposed to, we're training really hard? Are there things that are happening on the field now that weren't happening before?
Yeah, I think when we look at our last 15 minutes after we scored against North Carolina, it wasn't particularly pretty, but it was that how do we make sure we get 3 points? I think we were able to do the same thing tonight. I still think we have areas of improvement where we did actually create some opportunities for Portland in the last few minutes that we could have avoided, but it's a space for us to grow. We were able to get players on the field tonight that are in their rookie season with the club, and they're only going to get better from these moments, right? Like, you can put them in at 3-0, 4-0, but that's not the moments they improve. The moments they improve is when you're trying to grind out a result. So really good for us to be able to get Mac, Kelsey, obviously Angelina, minutes in the field, but in important moments, and I think that's really important.
Are there things that, when you're in those moments where things aren't going your way, that they're accomplishing now that maybe they weren't?
I think it's just being able to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 11 people that can pull each other through. Somebody to take leadership, ownership of, like, what do we need in this moment? How do we kill time, or how do we keep possession of the ball? What do we need in this moment? And I think we've talked a lot about who are we in the last 10 minutes? Who are we when we are up? Who are we when we're down? Who are we when we need a point? Who are we when we need 3 points? And it's something that we bring up daily. Like, you have to train that way too, right? Like, if you play at the end of training and your team is winning or losing, you still have to play to win. And I think the more you can build that into your daily life, the easier it becomes on the field. And that's something that we've just looked to really, really harp on. Games in this league are won and lost in half a second, and we know that every second counts.
Did you get scared at all when Bella Bixby came down for the final quarter kick?
I wish you would have seen my face. No. I think we have, again, spoke about moments in details in the last 10 minutes of games, and obviously that was a moment we dug into, and we knew that we will be prepared for those moments. We kind of knew that this might be something that they threw on us, and again, you have to show growth and you have to show progress, and I think we showed that tonight, and I think that any moment that we're put in a position where it's difficult or uncomfortable, we're only going to get better from, and I think you can see that tonight.
Last one.
We saw Mackenzie Pluck come in. That wasn't her debut, right? I'm not sure. Okay. How does she fit into this group going forward, you think?
Yeah, I mean, again, Mac was someone that came into preseason with us, and she just looks like a pro, plays like a pro. She still is a rookie, and we have to give her incredible amount of grace and coaching, especially coming into LA and being a rookie is really hard. There's a lot more pressure. I think the occasion is always big, and I think she's come in and she's worked so hard in training. She works away from the field to keep improving, and she's really embracing being a pro. And I think when you can see that, what we play against in training every day is the league. So you have to be prepared to play players, because that's why you bring them in for, ultimately, is to prepare them for the next 10, 15 years of hopefully what you hope is they're going to be their career.